Good morning, my friends. All right, so our lesson this week, we are wrapping up Unit 8. So you're going to read this story. It's in Benchmark Advance. It's still in the same book that we've been using. This is the last section of it. You can either read it through Benchmark Advance and have them read aloud with you, or you can open up the link in Google Classroom and then you can read it by yourself. But remember the rules. We read 3 times, okay? First for attacking, second for understanding, and third for fluency. It's a longer read. It's our extended read. So take your time and read about this beach town and the debate the people are having within the town regarding the beach. All right, I'll start reading and then I'm going to stop and let you finish, and then I'll show you the activity we're going to go over. So it looks like this is a news article, right? And a debate is when 2 people have different opinions. So we could debate, like we practiced in the classroom before, debating which dessert is the best dessert, okay? Or what is the best game to play during recess. So when one person has an idea, they give their supporting reasons, and then the other person counters, meaning they give their reasons, and then usually there's some kind of compromise. And we joke and say a compromise is a halfway happy point. So that's where one person didn't get their way, the other person didn't get their way, but they met in the middle and came up with something that would make both people happy. Okay, so here we go. Surf Haven Debates Its Future by J. Fort. Surf Haven Boardwalk after Hurricane Stanley. That looks like a lot of destruction, and we've been reading about wind and water damage and erosion and storms, and so we know how destructive both wind and water can be. So we also have reference, we can make connections to hurricanes ourselves because we live in North Carolina. And if you remember last year, we actually had a day off because of the hurricanes. So usually hurricane season starts here the 1st of June and it goes all the way through October. And you can do your own research or get books through Mac and Via and read more about hurricanes. But it does form very quick erosion and definitely destruction. So let's read. When Hurricane Stanley hit land last week, the small town of Surf Haven took a pounding. So that sounds like informal language right there. Took a pounding. All right, so informal language sounds like we're going to have some of that. That also helps in our understanding of the story, right? Stanley's powerful winds ripped up the historic boardwalk. High waves flooded the seashore shops. The famous Ferris wheel was broken. The popular arcade collapsed. The town had been cleaning up for days. Last night, Surf Haven's mayor, Jan Brill, held a meeting about the boardwalk's future. 200 town residents came to the meeting. Town councilman Matt Fenton gave a damage report. 40 businesses were destroyed, he said. 20 others were badly flooded. The town has lost 300 jobs. We need $50 million to repair all the damage. Mayor Jan Brill said the town should rebuild the boardwalk. Our future is at stake. Visitors come here every summer. They spend millions of dollars. If we don't rebuild, they won't come. They will go to other towns. They will enjoy other beaches. Our town depends on the visitors. They shop at our stores. They dine in our restaurants. They stay in our hotels. They support our businesses. They come to see our historic boardwalk. So you see, we're already getting a debate formed here. So if I think back to the main idea in this paragraph 1 is giving me information, like background knowledge about what happened to the town, so I can understand as I read what's the foundation to the debate, okay? Where did the argument come from? So it all started with destruction of their town, right? From the hurricane. And it sounds like already we've got some facts here, all right? The town was definitely, as they say, took a pounding, not just in the buildings, the businesses, everything is destroyed right now, right? And it's going to cost a lot of money. $50 million, that's quite a bit. So the mayor's already stated her opinion. She's already given her claim where she stands. You can tell what her stand is, right? And where is hers? Where's her opinion? What side is she on? For rebuilding, right? And she gives reasons. Can you find the reasons she supports her opinion with? She says if we don't rebuild, they won't have tourists, right? They won't have visitors. And many towns, especially beach towns, that's where they get their money. People who live at the beach year-round, it's really boring there during the winter because there's nothing to do. People aren't going on the beach. It's too cold to swim. But even here in North Carolina, our beach towns make a lot of money from visitors in the summer. People come from all over. In fact, right now, a debate much like this is going on in our beaches in North Carolina about opening or staying closed due to COVID-19. A lot of people are afraid and said, no, we need to keep our beaches closed. Our restaurants need to stay closed. We don't want people traveling from other states and they could be carrying the virus and get other people in our town sick. So we need to stay closed. There are other people in the towns who are saying, no, we need to open our beaches because our businesses are failing. And if we don't open, we'll just have to be safer and try to protect our guests more. But if we don't open, then the town will shut down forever. So this story that we're going to read today is actually, I can make connections to it. And I bet you could, or if you sit down and talk with your parents, can make connections to things that are happening today. And that's going to lead us to our activity. All right, so you're going to continue reading. I want you to look at how long the story is so you can pace yourself. There's also subtitles here. So rebuild right away. Looks like another article where they're talking about you need to rebuild, right? Do the wise thing, and then there's a let's compromise. Okay, don't worry about zoos. You don't have to read that. You can if you want to, but that's not part of our assignments this week. What is part of our assignments is the surf haven. So we're going to read about the debating of the future. And your activity really has to do with this part 2 here with the rebuild right away. So let's take a look at our activity. After you're finished reading, you are going to find supporting reasons for rebuild right away. So you've got to state the opinion in this column, the reasons for the opinion in this column. Then do the wise thing. State the opinion you find in this column, and then give the reasons for the opinion in this column. Okay? It's 2 pages because this part is the let's compromise. State the opinion and then give supporting reasons for the opinion. Okay? So this activity that you have in Google Classroom goes to this section of the story. You can't do this section though if you've not read the whole story. You have to be able to read all of their debate so that you can get a better understanding. All right, now I read the first page to you, and you go back in Benchmark Advance, get the story, or I think I have the link in Google Classroom, so you can click on that as well. So you still have to log in and find the story and then read. Okay, enjoy.